Welcome back, gang, to our sprawling mansion in Deck of Haunts. They did another update, so there are a few changes. There were some minor adjustments to how some cards work. I honestly don't think any of them listed were ones we even have, so that shouldn't change there. They also did some changing to the building section of the game, which we're in now, of course. I guess it keeps track of how much you spent, and then you kind of settle up at the end by hitting end building. We're gonna do some tests here, kind of see what's happening. Go ahead and build a guest room. Okay, so it shows how much each one is costing and the total. That might actually be a little easier. Does it keep track of this stuff as well? It does. I definitely want to undo that though. I don't really want to make that a giant room. Okay, that works out. That's most of our essence, so we'll go ahead and call it there and get the first night going. Well, this place has been immaculately catered to and fixed up by all these minions. Of course it looks nice. All right, we only have 3 people, so that's nice. However, they all get to move twice and have a ton of hit points and sanity, so that's less nice. We will... You know what, we'll just go ahead and start by slowing them down, because why not? And then we will go ahead and put this card in storage. And do a... I mean, they all have the same ability, so we'll pick on John here. Doesn't matter much. That buys us 1 round before they get too far. This one does have a shotgun. Maybe we should pick on Hunter. Okay, let's at least hex him. And start raising the tension in general. Excellent. We can't move any of these people, so this card doesn't work against them. We'll go ahead and sacrifice it to draw an extra card around. It should work out. Ah, yes, and you can all investigate rooms, which is also a little annoying. Go ahead and set a trap in there. And start picking on Hunter. Wow, that did a very small portion of his hit points, or sanity points. These guys are going to be a little problematic since we can't move them at all. And him owning a shotgun is not ideal either. Okay, we do have some options here. We can make them skip a turn. That still works properly. We're not really going to need Krampus, so we'll go ahead and sack him for an extra essence point so we can cast our enchantment. And still do a little something to someone. We'll make him miss a turn. The other 2 are booking it down the side halls. That works out. He's already at max tension again, which is beautiful. Okay, we're starting to make some good progress on him now. And he can go ahead and miss his turn again. Nice part of having a small deck is that'll cycle back to us pretty often. This should also work out okay. It does. We got him down. This is the most damage we can do at once, so we'll do that. They are way far away from anything. You are circling around pretty quickly. We will make them miss a turn. And then do a little more damage to Hunter here while he's down and out. Alright, some of these cards are no longer going to be helpful. Chilling Cold is one of them, so we'll go ahead and sack that for a little extra mana. Alright, he's running all the way to that back room. That's fine there. Go ahead and stop him from investigating the pumpkin patch. should work out okay. And we will go ahead and curse him as well. And then, well, they don't really have a lot of tension at the moment. That won't do much good. We'll just do more damage to him. Next round, we'll probably switch over to casting our enchantment, which is all we get to do. We can go ahead and save a card if we need to. Let's save this one. Hunter's not looking so good. Oh, and we have a nice opportunity here with Guttural Pain to do huge amounts of damage. I like it. And go ahead and make him stop again. Kind of been ignoring John, but that's alright. He's only just now making his way to the center room. We're not going to need to hex anybody else, so we'll sacrifice that. We will go ahead and... that would do 6. We'll do this. And then we can do a little more damage to make sure he goes insane before he dies. Not too shabby. You're in here with what? The Drowned, which doesn't do a lot for us, unfortunately, since we have one trap card. And the Ghost, which does help with tension. Make you skip your turn while we finish this one off. Lovely. And now we just have you, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. Ideally, we want to do enough damage at the end to kill him instead of drive him insane, but we'll see how it goes. Go ahead and make you skip another turn. Yeah, that's right, ow. There's going to be some more owls. Make you skip another turn, because you're just not going to get to go ever if we have our way about it. And unless they start taking a lot of tension, it's going to be difficult to kill them, so we'll just lose out on that 5 essence. That's no big deal. Makes for a pretty easy night overall. We have some decent card options. I'm not familiar with this one. I don't think we want to do that. Let's go ahead and pick up another nursery so we can make stuff tint somewhere. We will put it... you know, it can just be a hallway of nurseries. One nursery leading to the next one. It's not too bad a deal there. Let's go ahead and get our bathroom set up for double drain damage as our last one before our heart. That does use most of our points, but not all of them. So we will go ahead and make a living room here. Oh, we can't. Right. I forget that it doesn't insta-charge us. Alright, we'll use that 150. That's a pretty good number. And we have some sort of event night with some bosses. Stonemasons seek to expunge this evil. Well, they can go screw themselves. Never trust the secretive ways of the stonemasons. Their cornerstone constructions are of the soil, yet the enemy of our enemy is our friend, and who needs friends with enemies like these? Their rituals pose a threat to anything built upon this earth. Moving swifter than nearly any human, they can excise rooted magic and will stand firm against the threat and the sight of death. Be brave, my temporary allies, but leave us soon. Oh, they're going to be leaving soon, all right. Mostly in a crematorium, probably. They're all going to have a compass, which is obnoxious. So let's see how many we have to deal with exactly. We got 4 already and 5 more on their way. Okay, that's going to be a little rough. At least they have a lot less hit points than the last group. Let's go ahead and just get that out of the way now. We can move these people around, so we'll store our teleport card. The rest of these we'll keep for now. Oh, they're going to come in waves. All right. Do any of you have guns? You do not, which is great, because that means we can at least stall you out here. The other group can make it up to that room. We can go ahead and get a trap ready here. Not bad, not bad. We don't need as many of these, so we'll start drawing some extra cards. Oh, I see. You two are break-in artists. Terrible people. We might have to kill you first. Alright, looks like we have all of our players that are not individually named shown up now. They're just all stonemason. How very lovely for you guys. Alright, we can do a good amount of AoE. Let's see if we can crank this up a little first. Most of them only have 2 tension at max. That's a little obnoxious, but we can make do. We'll raise theirs a little. And then we will hit everybody. Alright, we've got a few down to half sanity. That's a decent enough start. We have you. And we want to keep all of those. Okay, let's everybody move to where they're going to be for the day. This guy, right here, looks like he wants to go the proper way. I don't like that much. Hey, it looks like they're both going to change their mind and walk back out of there, if I'm reading that correctly. That could be helpful. First thing we're going to do, though, is capitalize on guttural pain as best we can. That eliminates 2 of them. And I don't like these 2 guys. I don't really trust that they're going to go all the way back there, so we're going to make this one miss their turn. And we are going to go ahead and do a little extra damage to this guy. Alright. They are moving forward way more quickly than I wish they were. You have no traits available while you're in this room. That is glorious. And we have a fair number of people tense. Okay, we need to make some big plays here. We're going to go ahead and cast our enchantment. And then we are going to sacrifice this card so we can cast something else. And make him miss his turn so we don't have to worry about him. Ah, that is the card I was hoping we would see again, so we can do some AoE damage. And we can go ahead and finish his sanity off so he can't go forward. That buys us a little more time. We still have quite a few relatively healthy people, so more AoE is definitely called for. And this guy is almost dead, so let's just finish him off now. Oh, he's not in there by himself, is he? That's fine. He has like 1 hit point left. How far are you going to make it? To here? That actually works out really well. We'll go ahead and AoE some more, get some kills and some downs. We have one active stonemason, so we are looking good there. Can we capitalize on this? Not really, so we'll just go ahead and take a person. You look as good as any. We've got at least a few rounds before he comes back through to anything important, so we will try to kill off more people in the meantime. That'll finish this one off. Got the drowned running around doing a bunch of nothing. Krampus is at least helping kill these people off for us and generating presents. Go ahead and take that just because they're fun. We should be able to clear these pretty easily. And now we only have 2 left, one sane enough to move around. We'll pause him entirely, and he can watch as his buddy slowly dies. This should kill them both in theory. Well, it drove him insane. Good enough for what we're trying to do. We can close out a second night with a good amount of essence gained. And we have the option to upgrade a card, which is always lovely. That would make the drain slightly better. Draw more. Adding 2 tension around with this curse would be a pretty good option for us. Do we want to remove any cards? Well, not really. We have a pretty trimmed down deck that does all the things we need, and we have a way to remove some, so that kind of works for us. A sewing room. I do love these because they can add bleed to people just for passing through them. And we like them so much, we're going to make a special room right in the front. It needs to be at least 4. That's no big deal there. Go ahead and make it 6. And then we will move our entrance back. That looks good. We still have quite a few points we can play with. So let's add a room here. And maybe one here. Let's see how high this gets cost-wise. 515 out of 545. That'll work. We don't quite have the loop connected, but that's fine. We're going to have a motley assortment. John here is obnoxious because he has a clear mind. We will go ahead and store this card for later and get this cast while we have the option. We don't have a lot going on the first turn with 2 people in here. We have a little more going on. Not the best choice of cards, but we will do a little bit of AoE. And the clear-minded one will start working on them since we can't do more than 4 sanity at a time. People are picking up Bleeder as a trait, thanks to our sewing room. Gotta love it. We can also start moving people around. We don't have to worry about her that much yet. Go ahead and start cursing up some compass people that get to move twice. Oh, you're a stonemason even. Yeah, we'll just make you pause at the entrance. And since you have bleed, we'll just start the clock on you. 22 turns from now, you'll die, assuming we don't do something to you first. We almost assuredly will, though. All right, rushing right on it. Oh, you're just going straight for it, are you? I'm afraid we can't allow that. So we'll go ahead and make you skip your turn. And use a little guttural paint to hit the people behind you. We even got one fully insane. Very nice. We might go ahead and curse John here. Alright, you have 3 sanity left. And unfortunately, I have 0 things that do sanity at the moment. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and lock this room. That'll slow down the 2 behind them as well. And you look as if you're headed back out away from the heart. I appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and just get rid of our ghost so we can draw an extra card every round. Right, you're our biggest problem at the moment. Now that problem is solved. Guttural paint should affect all 4 of you, so who is this, Tony? Sorry, Tony. You're taking your friends with you. Alright, we're good there. And we're just going to make her skip a turn, even though it won't do any damage. It will mean she's the only one in that room later, so that will help out for getting to hurt the Reverend Meeker. Where did you come from? Oh, pathfinding, of course. People always breaking and entering around here. We have a good amount of damage going on, so let's take this opportunity to do a little AoE. And I think we might go ahead and actually curse instead of teleport. That way they'll have max tension of 2 pretty much every round for us. Krampus and the Drowned are slowly messing up Sue here. Got a few people cruising around off in the corners. Don't have to worry about them too much. See, we have 2 points left. We could sack a card and go ahead and pull out our body and soul for our second enchantment. And that will make the rest of this go a little quicker for killing everyone off. Are you going to leave that room? Oh, that is good news for us. We can now use the Reverend Meeker. Do a little damage. And I don't like how close to our heart you're getting, Reverend, so we'll make you miss a turn. And you only have 3 sanity left. That's bad news for you. Oh, and he landed in an excellent spot for us. Go ahead and do this. Get a couple extra kills. Start working on them. You have a compass, and you are headed this general direction, but you can't make anything too important this round. Oh, and our minions finished you off. That's an easy way to win the night. Alright, we are to night 25, moving right along. We already have these. I don't really want any of those, though, so We will take an additional thorn room to put somewhere nice. Hey, maybe we'll put it back here since it's a bigger room. And we'll go ahead and connect the loop completely. And that should be more than enough for now. So we'll move into our third night. Okay, we've got another stonemason. They're pretty staple for the last few days. It seems like there's always going to be one or two that show up. And a reverend, of course, as well. There's not a lot we can do to them quite yet, so we'll just set up a trap since I'll walk through there. Go ahead and curse the stonemason. And start upping all of the tension on them since we have a pretty large group. I do think it's nice how it kind of freezes the room out and turns it all white. It's just all of the rest. Yep, the other four moved in. Okay. Well, since we have all of them here, we'll store this card for later. And we will play this. Don't think we'll need collapsing space, so we're going to go ahead and sacrifice it so we can do some AoE. Get that started. The reverends usually get away without being hurt by it, but what can you do? Alright, stonemason. I'm going to just make you miss your next turn. And add a whole lot of tension to all these folks. We'll teleport you somewhere. Where did you wind up? Oh, way over there out of the way. I like that. They shouldn't encounter anybody else for a while, so we have time to kill them off. Quite a bit of tension, so we'll do some AoE. That worked out exceptionally well. And we will curse her. We have an insanely large group in here. Unfortunately, not a lot we can do with it. We will go ahead and cast our second enchantment for the night, get that out of the way, and put the shifting halls in storage in case we need it. And start drawing an extra card to make life a little easier there as well. Alright, where are our two reverends? You need to skip a turn, so you wind up being alone. Pretty safe to keep doing that for a little bit. And we can get some good mileage here with guttural pain. We don't need the trap card anymore, so we'll get an extra point that way. They can skip their turn again, so we don't really have to worry about them. Kill them off completely. And them off completely. Reverend Chorus, is it? I have bad news for you. You're the last one standing, and that won't be for long until you join the rest. We'll take the AoE route. Do a little bit of damage that way. And this should almost kill him. Excellent. Finish them off. The Reverend's getting followed around and murdered by all the minions. Excellente. We gained our 6th level. Got a few more cards. Got some of the higher end rooms starting to show up as well. The mechanical room is really great in nightmare mode. That way you can have a few more hit points as you add them. And we have card options again. Let's go ahead and take Villainize. We can turn an insane human into a minion, which is kind of fun. All right, guys. Well, I hope you had a good time with our few days here. We only have a few more days left, unless the last night gets really long. That probably will be next episode. So join me again soon.